Welcome to your Thursday edition of From the Logo Podcast. I'm hosting today, Hayes. Me and Jalen's in the building. I'm sure everybody else will come on at some point. Jalen, man, we got one half of the NBA Finals decided already with the Boston Celtics locking in their appearance in the NBA Finals. They're just sitting, waiting to see what happens between the T-Wolves and the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks and Wolves do play tonight. Got to ask you something there, Jalen. We're going to start off with this one. Yep. How much of a chance are you giving that the T-Wolves do something we've never seen before and actually push this series to 7 and possibly win it?
Look, the Derek Lively situation is not something I'm happy about. He's out this game too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out this game too. Definitely saw him miss last game. What he brings to the team defensively, even his finishing ability in the playoffs has been phenomenal. So that definitely hurts. But Luka Doncic and Kyrie, I still think, we will be able to get the job done. They're still creating. They just missed shots last game. I thought they missed a lot of shots, and that happens. We've seen it before with these guys. Minnesota plays well. Their defense is going to, do their thing. Anthony Edwards, he's playing solid. Cat showed up. Finally, been a while since Cat showed up in the game, right? Yeah. So that was big. They're home too, so I am worried. I'm still leaning to the Mavs, but this game is very 60-40 to me, 55-45. It really could kind of go either way. Well, all the games have been close too. This haven't been bloods, right? All the games have been close, so I expect this one to be another close game. I do think Dallas will pull this one out. The big thing I need is for Gafford to be aggressive early, because I think what happened early in the game was he wasn't that aggressive. He wasn't kind of even rolling towards the basket. So what happens in the pick and roll before, when Lively and Gafford are doing their thing, they had to respect Gafford and Lively finishing at the rim, scoring, which gave Luka and Kyrie a little bit more space. But when they're not doing that, the defender doesn't have to drop down. They can stay up on Kyrie and Luka and really kind of make him work for the bucket. So I need Gafford to be a little more aggressive and definitely finish a little better. He did in the second half, but I watched in the first half. And there's something to come down to making shots in defense.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the way Cat showed up in the game, even despite fouling out. He made several big buckets down the stretch of that game to help keep that separation. And we talked about before how it was you need your second guy to show up in a series like this. And Cat, for all intents and purposes, he really showed up in that game. Gifted's in the building. Gifted, man, how you feeling about the Wolves' chances tonight, brother?
Hey, man, what's good with y'all? Another episode of From the Logo. Feeling good. Honestly, last game, I really needed to see it. I was rooting for the Wolves to not get swept. I didn't think that they would go out in that type of way, even though they've been outplayed in this overall series. Again, every game has been close. Cat has been off in pretty much every game. Anthony Edwards' shooting was also not quite there, but they still were able to thug out a win. Cat had the most Cat-like game I've ever seen, where he scores 25 points on 13 shots, makes four or five threes, and has easily some of the worst fouls I've ever seen in my life, and yet has easily one of the biggest impacts of any player in the game. So I think that's big. Lively's a game time decision. To me, that's really where my head is at. They're just a much better team with Lively. He was a big loss to not have him. I do think giving the Wolves.
You said he's game time? So, okay, I thought he was out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He is a game time decision for tonight. So, I mean, I feel like giving the Wolves a game gives them the confidence that, okay, we can beat this team. We at least have one game sample size of doing it. And if Cat can continue to string together some strong offensive performances, then maybe they can get one game at home. Ooh. I still think it's crazy to come back from that type of overall lead, but they have a chance. They do have a chance.
Did you come in singing, Dub? You humming your war song? What's going on?
You feeling good?
Yeah, he did come in singing.
Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. I'm still waiting for the video. But other than that,
which video? What Levis video? I'm confused.
Nah, that's cool. I don't think Jalen was here for that.
He wasn't.
I don't even remember, honestly. I'll be forgetting mad shit. I'm not gonna hold you. But I heard Gifted talk about they got it. Man, listen. I don't know what it is, but it's every time when a team starts winning games after being down 3-0, everyone, I think it's just because everyone has to. They talk about the possibility of them coming back. But until it happens, I'm never going to buy into it.
We've never seen it. I got no problem with that. Yeah.
I'm not going to take it serious. I mean, I remember, I think it was last year when the Hawks went down 3-0. Then they won 2 games back to back. And then everyone's like, oh, they could come back. But then they got shut out. right?
I mean, Boston was like the realest chance against the Heat. I think that's probably like the closest one.
Yeah, that's fair.
How many game sevens have been pushed? If you push to a game 7, obviously the chat is going to be loud.
Not
Game
too
I think it's
much.
only been a handful of times that a
after being
game
down
7 has
3-0?
been pushed.
Yeah, I had to beat that 3. I was wondering how many game 7s.
I don't
But
think
then
it's
the pressure,
many,
the pressure is all on the Mavs. I still think the Mavs are going to take it, but they lose this game, they lose game 6. Like game 7, all the pressure's on the Mavs. Like
I just feel like that's so easy to say if they lose this game. Like they have to
100%,
lose 3
100%,
games
100%.
straight. That is a lot.
100%.
Yeah, it's unrealistic. I mean, I remember when Toronto, I think they was down 3-0 as well against the Cavs, and then they won back-to-back, and then Cleveland shut the door on them, right? So it's like I'm not tripping. Like why do people I don't understand why people do it. I don't know why we have to talk about it so much. I think the Mavericks, I mean the Timberwolves, I mean they did something different finally where they had Jaden on Kyrie apart from Ant-Man on Kyrie, and then Ant-Man was on him. But I mean, shit happens, right? I don't think that's something that's a permanent fix. I think that's temporary. Probably caught them off guard, but I think Luka and Kyrie are great enough to adjust to that, and they will. And I mean, why would I trip? I'm not tripping.
So Dub has
to
no
answer your
reason
question
to
earlier,
trip at all.
There have been 4 times in NBA history where a team has been down to a 3-0 deficit and pushed to game 7. 1951 NBA Finals, New York Knicks versus the Rochester Royals. 1994, Denver Nuggets and Utah Jazz. The Portland Trailblazers and Dallas Mavericks in 2023, and then last year 2003 for the Trailblazers and Dallas Mavericks, and then in 2023 Boston Celtics, Miami Heat.
Yeah, I will say this though, like this series is an awkward series because again, I've said and I want to be clear. Dallas has been the better team. I'm not saying that I think the Wolves have played better, but the margins have been razor thin, and a lot of it has been because Cat has been bad offensively, and so has Ant. If their 2 players catch fire, they have a chance. But again, winning 3 games straight means that you are out executing Dallas in the clutch, or you're blowing the doors off, which I just don't think with Dallas's defense they're ever going to blow the doors off consistently. So I'm with Dub. It's not likely, but they do have a shot.
In a lot of ways, the series, I think it reminds me of like the Lakers-Denver series, where every game was close, but the Lakers got out executed in the 4th, especially late in the 4th. And I think Dallas, a couple of step back threes, Kyrie crazy finishes, near the rim, don't go down.
True.
Yeah,
100%. It could have been another way. So 100%, I definitely agree with you. The margins are really thin here. I mean, just last game, both Kyrie and Luka shot 33% from the field. I just, both of them, and look, and it still was a game. Still was a game that could have been won by them. A couple swings here and there. So I just expect those two to, have a game where they both shoot 50% and hopefully take it down.
I think one of the biggest things to analyze here is the impact of Derek Lively, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just tell with how
we talked a little bit about that before you came
did?
on. Go ahead though.
No,
go ahead. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
No,
but it's
so
funny,
you
Doug,
guys already
because
covered it.
you bring up Derek Lively, and then I'm in the chat, and Brandon Katz is Lively being out is not why Dallas lost. Such a dumb take, but you
can't worry. I keep telling you can't worry about Brandon Katz. Brandon Katz hates life, bro. No matter what we say, he's gonna say the opposite.
See him like minute one, just deep on his knees, like
people.
People
don't understand, and like if Derek Lively doesn't play the whole time and they blow a 3-0 lead, I'm not going to blame that on Derek Lively not being there, right?
Of course not.
That's just ridiculous that they done that. But I mean, you can see how much of a load he takes off offensively as well for Luka and Kyrie. His ability to pass and to actually catch the ball and make some decisions off of those pick and rolls truly gives the Dallas Mavericks some extra, what's that word called?
Juice.
Versatility. Yeah, juice, versatility, just a different dynamic apart from Daniel Gafford grabbing the ball, sometimes not really knowing what to do with it, sometimes not physical enough to get through traffic, right? And then it turns into some turnovers or it turns into some bad plays, right? So Derek Lively offensively with the 2-man game between him and Kyrie or Luka Doncic, I think that's something definitely missed from his absence and from his injury. And also defensively, I just think even though Gafford's not bad defensively, I think he's not
Lively's a better defender.
Lively being a better defender, not even just that gifted, just having that defensive threat at the rim damn near the whole 48 minutes of the game,
Big.
it matters, right? Because when Lively's not in, is Gafford protecting it?
They got to play Dwight Powell at that
Lively.
point, and he's not.
Dwight
They got to
Powell
play Dwight Powell. They got to play Maxey. And Maxey Cleave is not a rim protector. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you need a rim protector, not just some versatile guys. So just he is missed heavily. Hopefully he could be ready for the finals, man. But I'm not sure.
I don't want to get too first take-ish on you guys, but the other part about Lively is the energy, like how active he is. Like that spreads off of the rest of the team too. Not having that plus sound overall decision making kind of hurts them. So, but I will say this, regardless if people think that Lively being out is the sole reason why they won or not, I just think that giving them confidence is a thing. And I think this Wolves team, again, they are built to be able to beat Dallas if they can hold them to near 100 points. The entire series, they have not been able to do that, and Cat has not been great offensively. If they start to chain together some things, then maybe.
And to say that just because Lively's a role player that it doesn't have an impact, like let's be clear here, the Dallas Mavericks run role players has made a important part in every step along the way for them, a huge part. So the whole thing of they're role players and try to throw it away because they're role players, to act like that doesn't contribute to losing. There's no just one reason why the Dallas Mavericks lost that game. There are a bunch of things that contributed to it, but missing a player that's played a role like Derek Lively and done it as well as what he has absolutely contributes to that also.
You know what? You know what I hate about that, Hayes, and it pisses me off because I've been watching at work. My job lets me like watch YouTube and shit while I'm working. So I've been watching I've been watching Matt podcasts and shit, right? And I was watching Shaq's podcast, and honestly, a pretty good podcast. I actually like what he's saying. I like Draymond Green, what he be saying at times, right? I think Gil's podcast. I've just been watching Matt podcast now at work. But Shaq says this. And this is something that every great player says. And it's like the fact that people, when somebody brings up the absence of a role player and that being a reason why they lost and them dismissing that, like you're a buffoon, to me, honestly. I remember last year I said, well, the Suns would have had a better chance with CP3 there because he's that much of an upgrade from Can Payne and whoever else they had right there, right? Everyone was saying, I'm not hearing that. CP3 wasn't doing shit, yada, yada, yada. I was like, bro, CP3 was a ball handler and decision-making. And if you disagree with me with that, you have to disagree with Shaq when he says, guys like Robert Horry, Fisher, Rick Fox, all these guys being there is what made me win these championships. Without those guys, I won't win. MJ gives credit to his role players. Even LeBron gives some credit to his role players as well. Every great NBA player talks about how valuable their role players were to put them in a position to succeed. So when somebody brings you up a reason why a team is losing because of a role player, and you're like, no, you will have to disagree with every NBA great that sit here and stands by that. Like, you just sound stupid to me, honestly.
It's really dumb. Like, you need role players to win.
You can't worry about somebody. It's Brandon Katz. He's a pussy. It is what it is. He's just in the name. You got to keep it moving. That's it. But you need role players to win games, and that's just is. Everybody who's played at every level will tell you that across every sport, role players play a part, and role players are important. They are important to win. You haven't seen a team win a championship without a role player along that series playing a solid part of that. So.
100%.
I mean, like, there's just so many things about the NBA that like fans don't really look at because sometimes it's not even about how good the role player is, but like their presence and their impact on the team, right? Having Rondo on the bench in 2020 for the Lakers, even when he wasn't playing, he clearly had an impact on the team when he was there, right? Like small pieces like that matter. Those things move needles, right? And role players who can actually be very, very productive, especially in backups for the playoffs, matter. Like, bro, what Andre Iguodala could do for Golden State with his mind and his athleticism, right? And his IQ defensively. Not having a player like that, even with the game, will expose the rest of your roster construction. Those things matter.
We saw TJ McConnell this whole playoff series.
Great example.
Great example. Crucial games, crucial moments come in 100%. No, so I definitely agree. Like, you're not going to blame, like what Dub said earlier, if they end up losing the series, we're not going to blame because they're Lively's out. It's going to go on, whatever happens, just watch whatever happens.
It goes on Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah, sure. 100%. It goes on Luka and Kyrie. Yeah, Luka and Kyrie 100%. It's probably going to go on them. You got to get at least one. But obviously, these role players still matter. and it definitely made a difference last game for sure. Like one particular game, it definitely made a difference. You show Gafford again. I thought Gafford the second half was actually really good. They made good adjustments, got him going. Yeah, the first half went.
Yeah, I'm not even saying he's playing bad.
Yeah, no. Second, I just want if Gafford can just bring that in the first half, like, and he needs to somewhat kind of make up for the production of Lively. So both of them were kind of giving you like let's just say 8 and 8. But if he can give you like 20 and 10 for this game, I'm so good with that. 20 and 10, play good, play even like just like solid defense. That'd be great. Just be in the right spots, make decent decisions. 20 and 10, and a lot of those will be lobs, right? 10, 12 of those points will be lobs, maybe a couple of mid ranges. Just do that, and I think they'll be all right.
Well, it's kind of hard to do when it's like
it's just the Dwight Powell shit, bro. He's awful.
Dwight Powell is terrible, but also like having fresh legs is crucial, right? So when Lively comes in, he got fresh legs. When Rudy's been logging in like 40 plus, like 40 minutes a game, right?
Yeah,
it's just fresh legs. And then Gafford comes in, he has fresh legs. He's going up against Gobert Cat, who's been in for damn near the whole game. Fresh legs, which also leads to better rebounding opportunities for Gafford and Lively, which is why you see a lot of times they both was having like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds, right? But in terms of a team, like people, like it pisses me off, Hayes and Gifted and Jalen, because it's like this. I think about like a team like a car. I need all those parts. If the bolts aren't on the wheel, I can't use the fucking car. I need the bolts to hold the wheel together. That don't mean that the bolts are more important. No, for sure not. But damn it, I need those bolts in order for the car to move. I need the bolts in the engine for that engine to stay so the car can go. If it's not there, I'm screwed. So that's all I got to say about that, man. Show more appreciation. And when people tell you like they losing because of some role players not being there, like don't just laugh that shit off. And I've seen too many people do that shit. I don't like that shit.
Yeah. It is what it is. That's part of what we do. We got to deal with idiots. To be quite honest with you. There was a conversation in the chat. Somebody wanted to talk about something with the Warriors. Did you want to bring that up?
Yes. Yo,
I actually have a Warriors topic, but we can talk about that first.
Sure.
So it was number one, Jalen. I feel so bad for you because on the panel you were just up there with Jokic and Youngit's propaganda. It was just ridiculous what was going on to you. Like you weren't even saying anything that bad. Honestly, you was actually making some sense. It's just people just don't want to hear that shit, and they just want to be lying to you, right? One of the statements I heard was Mar said some dumb shit of, oh yeah, if Steve Kerr has prime James Harden on the crew, you think he's having the same system? And your answer was correct. It would change a bit, but overall, the concept of what that system would be generally the same. Number one, it's Steve Kerr. He grew up first of all, he played with Phil Jackson in the triangle offense. He was with Greg Popovich in the San Antonio Spurs with some coaching. He was even on the Phoenix Suns. And even though Steve Nash was there, they were definitely heavily involved in ball movement, right? That was Steve Kerr's philosophy. And him having James Harden, they would have kept that. They would have kept the ball movement, sharing that rock, letting everybody, especially when you had Andre Iguodala on there, who was like, I think when Kerr came there, he was like an all-star caliber player. Klay Thompson. Yeah. And then Draymond was starting to emerge. He still would have emerged because David Lee would have still got David Lee would have still got her. Sean Livingston, Harrison Barnes. Like Steve Kerr definitely would have still had that identity, but it would have adjusted a bit to suit more James Harden. But like they pissed me off with that shit. But I was curious, since Gifted is a Warriors fan, what he would say to this.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to like fully expand on what I wanted to say because I was at work. I feel like the timing of what Harden we're talking about matters a lot. I feel like after D'Antoni got there, D'Antoni put the battery in his back to play isolation basketball, and his best skill set was that, but that doesn't mean he wasn't a portable basketball player. People think that because James Harden was one of the best isolation players we've ever seen, that he couldn't move the ball. That's why when he got traded to Brooklyn, they said, how's it going to work? It's one ball, and James Harden moved the ball a ton with Kyrie Irving and KD. So I do think that the system would not be exactly the same because it's James Harden and Steph. They have different pros, also different cons. I think if you get him early, like before D'Antoni gets there, then he's probably more willing to set off-ball screens more and do more things like that because contrary to popular belief, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, James Harden was a more complete player in that aspect. Once he got to Houston and they made it like a overall like threes and twos, that shifted his gameplay. So I do think he can play similar styles. He can pass the ball. He's an elite playmaker. But I do think that the overall Golden State system is going to be different from what it is because Steph and Harden have two different play styles.
I still think it'll be really successful. Like you mentioned, in OKC, playing next to Westbrook and Kevin Durant, he did a lot of off-ball stuff. He did a lot of the stuff that in some ways, Curry was doing his off-ball stuff in Golden State. Now, I do think offensively the ball would probably be in James Harden's hands more than, let's say, a Draymond Green, just because I do think Harden's a better kind of a passer than Steph Curry, so a little bit of that. But I think, again, I think sometimes when we see great players and they thrive in a system, we just assume they can't thrive in another system. But he was asked to do that, and he thrived in it, right? So even like Michael Jordan, before Phil Jackson got there with his system, he was thriving in kind of doing his own thing. He was thriving, being kind of an isolation scorer, doing his thing, playmaking, creating. The ball was a lot more in his hands. He was still thriving. You could still say he was the best player in the league, but he was still thriving too once he got to Phil Jackson. So I think a lot of times with these great players, you can look at their skill sets and be like, all right, that skill set lends itself to adapt to another system where he can still thrive.
This quote right here literally sums up exactly how I feel. Like James Harden was such a good ISO player. That was their system. That's what they ran. I feel like Curry would just adjust his overall thing around Harden, but it would still involve ball movement because Curry, at his core is a ball movement type of guy. I just don't think you're going to see James Harden become one of the best all-ball players in terms of screens and all that because that's not his play style.
Yeah, he'll never be Steph. But this is the point that Mars says where
I'm
like
listening.
Coaches just adjust, like create systems for the player, and not coaches have a system and then have the players adjust to that. Number one, it depends on the coach, but a lot more. There's a lot more times where a coach has an identity that they have, and they have the players adjust to that. It's a lot more times when that happened. Mike D'Antoni, for example, he did this perfectly. He looked at the personnel, and even though he loves ball movement, he looked at the personnel gifted, and he was like, I have James Harden, Patrick Beverly, Ryan Anderson. Who else? Who else was on that crew? Guards. Clint Capella.
Yep.
Was Eric Gordon on that team, man? Or did he come
Eric
out?
Gordon came. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if he was on that version of the team.
I don't know if he was on.
I'm talking about before early version of the team.
I'm talking about before CP3 when Mike D'Antoni was there, right?
Yeah.
Mike D'Antoni looked at the team, was like, okay, I don't have anyone else that I really trust with the ball right here. I'm going to keep the ball in his hands. Like
and everyone else work off that. Yeah.
And we're going to work. We're going to still have motion offense, which they did, but it's going to be primarily James Harden because he's the guy that is really that I trust him to make decisions apart from everywhere else. The Phoenix Suns, but again, look at Mike D'Antoni on Phoenix Suns. He had guys that can make decisions. He had a Meyer who could make some passes. He had Boris Diaw who could make some passes. He had what was that shooter's name? What was that shooter's name?
Quentin Richardson.
Phoenix. He had Sean Marion. He had Leonard Barbosa. He had no.
Is it Trevor Ariza?
What was that shooter, man?
After.
I thought it was Quentin Richardson.
But he had guys that can make decisions. He had guys that could be serviceable, at least average passers that could fit in the system, right? He looks at the Houston Rockets. No, I have to change up my style of play. I'll keep the motion, but it has to be more one-dimensional because this team doesn't have that. So coaches more times than not, they have an identity, but they have those players adjust to that identity, right? And that's where I think the disconnect is. Like Mike Malone, for example, people say all the time, like, I'm not going to lie, like not too many people is coming up with that way of playing. Mike Malone created that shit. And you could say, yeah, he had Jokic, but that system right there, he would have still had some type of motion offense system even without Jokic. Now, would it be as great? No. But that is the type of coach that he is.
Yeah, I just don't think that like it's black and white either way. I don't think that it's 100% the coaches are always going to have their system and the players have to be that. I also don't think it's going to be the player. I think it's a blend based on the coach and also who the players are. It's based on your environment and what you have to work with first and foremost. What is the roster I have? And then you basically build it out from there.
Agreed.
100% agree. I do think with Mike D'Antoni too. Do you think he gets a little bit too much flack for the whole concept that his teams don't play defense? Because when I look at his rosters, I just don't think
That's a
they're
dumb take because the last year they were literally top 5 in defense. That's why they were such a big threat.
Okay, yeah. So 100%, yeah, he was 100%. They're actually great in the defense, but it seems like throughout his career, the thing was on him was he's able to coach offense, but can't play defense. Let's say that Suns team, right?
Yeah.
That Suns team to me, they never had the personnel to be a great defensive team. They had Sean Marion, who was a positive defender. But other than that, like Amari Stoudemire, one of the worst defenders, especially at his position. Steve Nash, not really a defender. Well, Raja Bell was cool, but he was more the Patrick Beverly kind of style defense.
The thing with the Suns, they were like, you try to credit LeBron for small ball. The Phoenix Suns was actually the first integration of small ball lineups, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you had Amar's really a 4, but he would play the 5 a lot. Sean Marion's really a 3. He played a 4 a lot, right? Yeah. So then, especially in that era, you're going to get killed on the boards. And because they're not as big and strong as some of the bigs that they're going up against, they're going to be getting torched down there all day, right? So like you said, it's more personnel. And in that time frame, Phoenix Suns, Mike D'Antoni said, okay, we see the rule change that's going to happen. We're just going to run it up because this personnel right here, they're not going to fucking play defense because they're not going to be able to play defense, right? Houston Rockets come around, you get Clint, you get Trevor, you got CP3, you got there's Mbatsumute. Remember Mbatsumute? Shout out to
Mbatsumute. I've heard that name in forever.
Yeah.
So now you're all right, we could have some versatile defense. We could switch a lot. We have a rim protector that's mobile. He could be mobile too as well. You know, we have a lot of PJ Tucker. We have a lot of flexibility here with our defense, right? So it's all to Jalen's point. It's all about personnel, man. Mike D'Antoni definitely gets overhated for having bad defenses when he doesn't have a crew to have a good defense. Like Mike Brown, for instance, his defense is trash, but he was a defensive coach before he got on the teams. So is he not a defensive coach because the defense is trash now? No, the team's just ass.
And I think there's very few coaches today who can get away with keeping their system and trying to get a star player to blend in versus trying to adapt to the star player just because of kind of player empowerment league. Other than Eric Spoelstra and Greg Popovich, I think every other coach is somewhat, maybe Steve Kerr because he's done so much too, technically. I think every other coach, it's almost kind of forced to play around their stars or do kind of what their stars want. Sorry, Jerry Sloan, back in the day, he got kicked out of Utah because of Darren Williams. Darren Williams didn't want to play in the system anymore. He wanted a little more free range. And Jerry Sloan was one of the most accomplished coaches back then, longest tenured coach then. So it is interesting, I think, in terms of, like you said, the system that a coach, wants to implement versus implementing a system that, maybe lends itself towards the players he has.
To be fair, though, Jalen, I think in today's age, because of what you said, player empowerment, today's age, I'm not gonna lie, it's
hard to do that.
Too many coaches cater to what those players want.
100%.
I think wholeheartedly, these players cater way too much to what these coaches cater way too much to what these players want, and it hurts themselves up because it's too many. It's too many people pleasing, bro. I don't like that shit.
Like I said, other than Pop and Spoelstra, who is it? Who else can get away?
Can you believe? Yo, can y'all freaking believe that the Kings have Mark Jackson ready? If Mike Brown doesn't have a successful season next year, I can't believe that. Mark Jackson is definitely on deck if they're not successful next year. And I think that's ridiculous. I think that's terrible, bro. The time frame that these coaches have now compared to what they have then, it is ridiculous.
Bro, if you sign with a team, you have a 2-year leash, and it's bro, the Kings were nothing. They were an irrelevant franchise for years. Mike Brown goes there, adds some, organization, accountability. They make the playoffs and actually almost get out of the first round. And now because you're in a stacked West, you think, well, maybe he's not the coach we thought he was. No, every time the Kings get a new head coach, they do a good job. Then they fire the head coach, and then they wonder, oh, damn, what's happening? Because if you keep firing head coaches over and over and over, what does that say about the team? There's no stability, so you can't grow and get better. I feel like the biggest problem, Dub, I have with every team in the NBA is they just think winning is fucking easy. You just add X player or Y player. We should win in 2 or 3 years. It takes time to win. It takes time. So trying to speed up the process by firing this head coach. I'm assigning this player. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It takes time to build the winner. I don't understand why so many people.
Not a winner, a champion. Because that's how they measure success now.
Right.
Before, if you have winning seasons, Gifted, you don't have to worry about getting fired. You're fine. There's plenty of coaches that's had so many winning seasons in a row,
Agreed.
never got fired
Agreed.
because they were winning. They actually understood that, you know what, you're a great coach, you're a winning coach, but there could only be one champion in this whole entire league.
Don Nelson,
Exactly.
Don Nelson coached for like 20 years as a winning coach.
Yeah, he
Remember
barely.
Don Nelson.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Bro,
Great coach. I thought it was a
he
great
didn't
coach.
win like that.
Good name.
How many championships he got? One, right?
No,
He
I
got
think he got
one?
0. Don Nelson never won.
Don Nelson never won a
Oh
title.
wow,
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Don Nelson never won.
Damn.
I gotta fact check that.
Who was
Hold
the
on,
coach
wait a
in
second.
07? Wait, no. They won in 2011.
Yeah, he
Don
was
Nelson.
That was good,
Nah,
clap.
Don Nelson's a 5-time NBA champion.
As a player.
Oh, wait,
not
that's as a
coach.
player.
Yeah,
That's as a player.
As a coach, he never won.
As a
Yeah,
coach, no
Yeah.
titles as a coach. He won Coach of the
Wow.
Year 3 times.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Great coach.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My dumb ass thought he won a fucking. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Wow.
But even then,
I do
he
think
always-
that goes back to what Hayes was saying too, right? This goes back to the era that we're in. I think Dub also made a great point, right? Because we're in the player empowerment era, what these teams often do if they don't win, they're not going to blame the players. They're not going to blame the GM who got the players who made the roster. The easy guy to fire every time is the coach. Every single time. Because more often than not, what the players are going to tell you is, we just don't really vibe with the head coach. We don't like the game plan. We need a whole new guy. And it's always going to be the coach who's the first one to go. The only time where it's not going to be that is if you have like a Hall of Fame legacy type coach. That's the only way.
And I think the whole thing, though, it's also on, in some ways, this kind of the toxic winning culture of like, you have to win right away. Like you said, like, it's okay to give them 5-6 years to get a ring. Like, it took these other guys several years to get a ring, but now it just seems like if you don't win a ring in 2 years, 3 years, you're out of there. Now, part of that too, I guess, is team construction, where if your core group of guys are all like 30 plus, I think that timeline is definitely faster, right? So I think if they're younger, if your core group is all 23, 24, I do think the coach should be given, 5 years. If you're making the playoffs, getting better, should be given 5, 6, 7 years. But when your guys are 33, 34, 32, 35, then it's like that's sped up too. But again, it all comes down to the whole ring culture too. Like, you can have a successful season without winning. Like, that's the thing. You can have a positive.
Depends on the situation for that.
Yeah,
team,
exactly.
for sure.
Depends on the situation,
I agree.
100%. Obviously, it's just because the guys like LeBron, KD, all 38, 37, it's like if they don't win a ring, the season's a failure.
They about to do
I
some
think one of my-
bullshit to hire JJ Redick, bro. I can't
Bro.
believe that.
Oh man, we need to talk about that. Yeah.
Yo, did you see the report?
We need to talk
Yo,
about
Hayes,
that.
did you see the report? He's basically the favorite. He's getting his coaching staff ready.
Yeah.
bro.
He's getting his coach. It's just a matter of time, bro. Like, he's
Bro.
They're waiting until
once you
after the
start
finals for him to
talking
do
about
it.
Your coaching
Yeah.
staff,
Wow,
what
bro.
you need a staff for if you're not sure you're getting.
You know
the
who's on the
job.
staff? I saw Rajon Rondo going to join that staff. Rondo
I've seen
gonna
that
join
too.
staff.
There's JJ Riley over there, bro.
Yeah, JJ.
It's JJ Riley, bro. You know what upsets me, Hayes? Like, you know what really upsets me? I actually do. I like JJ. Like, I really do.
I do too. I do
So
too. I think
it's
he's
like, bro.
smart, intelligent.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The thing is with JJ, though, I'm like, bro, you have to understand, fam. This is a toxic ass environment.
Toxic ass job. You gonna
Toxic
have
as
as head
hell.
coach.
I get.
Yeah.
I think the players are gonna love him, but let that ship not be where they want it. They will turn on you, bro. And
What's
you
the
have not
expectation for the Lakers, though? Like, I
to
don't expect-
win.
See, but I don't expect them to win a championship.
But see,
with
they're
the roster
making
right
the same mistakes.
Nah,
Like it came out today.
I know.
Once again, they're reluctant to move on from Austin Reeves. Even how are you going to try to be aggressive in the trade market and not want to give up nobody? The Lakers make no sense.
now. Yeah,
I just want to say, Hayes, literally a year ago, there were Lakers fans saying we do not want to trade D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves for Kyrie Irving. Like, we just can't do it. It's not gonna move the needle. And literally Kyrie on a different team now is up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense how they don't want to commit to one way. Either you're gonna build up with the young talent, but then to me, once you trade the young talent and you sign LeBron, that's the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers making that
That's it.
Westbrook trade and then not signing Kyrie when he clearly wants to come.
That's what cooked them right there.
100%.
That Westbrook trade destroyed
Yeah, it's like a couple of years when you had all the momentum going. You had a nice core group of guys there playing well.
You lost only because you got hurt.
Yeah,
like
and to me,
everyone
like,
still thought you was gonna be
LeBron
finished.
and AD, the past 4 years, the fact that they haven't won a ring at the level they played it. If you told me they're going to play at this level, put the right piece around them, it's like, damn, tough.
Yeah, but that That goes to your coat. You feel me, Jalen? But I don't want to get over there. Like the decision making has been terrible, and with JJ Redick now getting his coaching staff ready, like their goal is to win a chip. When you call in JJ Redick Pat Riley, bro, they have goals of you to win a freaking championship.
I think he's great.
That's what they call him. It don't matter what your expectations.
Crazy quote though, because what history did JJ have to imply Pat Riley?
Zero.
That's wild to me. Like,
Zero.
None.
You know what?
There's none for it.
JJ Redick is
He's
a very intelligent, articulate individual. What gives out the impression he'll make a phenomenal coach. That's what it is. When someone is articulate and sounds incredibly intelligent.
No. He can be a good coach, but you need time.
That's facts. Yeah.
You need time. He hasn't even,
time.
at least with Steve Kerr, when he got bumped into head coaching, he spent time on the Suns. He spent time on the Spurs. He learned from great coaches. And not to say that he don't have
podcast to coach in the league.
Not to say that JJ don't have people under his belt that he can call for sure. But it's different from being in that environment, seeing flaws happen within the game, experience that, and just going out there with none at all. And JJ hasn't went there with shit. So how do I expect him to, number one, manage egos when things are going bad?
I wish LeBron was younger for JJ.
Manage timing and calls and timeouts, knowing when to challenge, knowing when it's right to challenge, knowing when it's right to listen to your player and when not to listen to your player. Shit like that happens, and you can lose your team if you don't know some of these things, bro.
I'll say this though, Dub. There is one thing about JJ that I do think makes him like kind of different. It's not like he played 20 years ago. He was literally just in the league recently. And I feel like him understanding what the league is now, being in current locker rooms, understanding those, things, at least he has like a recent connection to playing basketball, right? Most other player coaches play like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but he was literally just currently in the league where he's like actively dissecting basketball every day. But still, the experience part is lacking. And also, I don't want to be an asshole here. I really don't. I know Rondo off the bench sounds good, but how I view Rondo is Rondo feels like he is the smartest person in the room. And what happened? Like, why should Rondo respect JJ Redick as the head coach? Why?
The player, because I'm the better.
I wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm
Rondo, you feel like you could do the job.
I'm not gonna lie. You're spitting right there, brother. But Isaiah Thomas, for example, Isaiah Thomas from the Zeke Pistons. Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
Like he first started coaching in 2000, right? He retired in like 1994, I believe.
It was bad. He was bad too.
Isaiah Thomas wasn't that great of a coach.
He also coached the Knicks, though, right? Like that Knicks were.
No,
he wasn't a good coach.
He coached Indiana. Yeah. He coached Indiana with what's it called? That was
the GM for the Raptors for a bit too.
Yeah, it was when they had what's his name, Reggie Miller and everything. I think Ron Artest was a part of that crew a little bit, right? Rick Smits.
Who was the coach?
Yeah, not when they made the final. Wait, did they make the finals that year?
I forget.
No, they made the finals in 2000. He came the year after. He came the year after that, right? So what I'm saying is, even a guy, because I hear your point, Gifted, about him being in the league. Like he wasn't in the league that too far away, but so was a guy like Isaiah Thomas. Like he was only 6-7 years removed from the NBA. Got put into coaching. It wasn't great for him. So JJ Redick, who knows what's gonna happen? My whole thing is adding on the pressures of winning with a LeBron James crew,
and that's the
hurts
problem.
Your development.
Yes. Listen, Dub is 100% right there. That's the problem of any Lakers fan base. Of any fan base, period. When you're on the Lakers, everything is micro-analyzed. These same fans were shitting all over Taurean Prince, saying he was a god-awful player for them this entire year. Now they're saying we can't wait to have him back. He's going to be one of the best vet men in the league. Like they will microanalyze everything. And for a rookie head coach, once again, you're putting him in a position where he's on a team that's goal is to win now. That means you got to come in, you got to manage egos, and it's cool to like dissect basketball on a podcast and show how you know the game, but it's different when it comes down to managing egos, managing minutes, having to tell a player you're not good enough, you can't close out this game, right? And then if it doesn't work, why is he doing these plays? It's so quick for him to get scapegoated. And the last Lakers coaches, for the most part, have all at one point gotten scapegoated and lost their jobs. And the other thing that I feel bad about too is if he like flames out here, what's to say he gets another head coaching opportunity?
Well,
I don't know.
But not even that, Gifted. Not even that, right? Because what if? Because my whole thing is this, JJ, you have a podcast with LeBron James. You are doing very well in the media market right now. You are doing great.
He's the golden boy
and everything.
And
I get that Lakers check is probably going to be a beautiful check. But what you're doing, if you really do want to take this media personality very seriously, if this don't work out with LeBron James, kiss that podcast with LeBron, bye-bye. But even then, you know how crazy it's going to be, Gifted? I can see it already. When they have a terrible loss and they talking on the podcast right after that fucking loss, and they
might cancel the podcast if he gets the job, though.
Bro,
I wouldn't be surprised.
They would have to. They would have to cancel that podcast.
Both of those are two guys that still think professional enough to maybe separate their personal from
man.
Those two are grown.
Jalen, let them lose. Let them lose a game. And they just be like, the other team was just hitting their shot.
Let it be like a bad JJ Redick rotation or something.
Yeah, God. They're going to get cooked.
Yeah. I think JJ, look, JJ, I think one of the things that I think that's going for JJ compared to the coach the Lakers have. One, JJ has spoken about what the Lakers need in terms of team adjustment, and he said all the things people have said. Like, especially
that shit sounds good.
I get you. It sounds good, but I think he can go to Pelinka and be like, look, I need players like this, and they can make it happen. I don't think Darvin Ham was doing that. Darvin Ham, we saw with the rotations, his game plans, it wasn't making sense.
He believed in his players. I will say that to Darvin, even how bad they were.
Exactly, yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
he believed in Dennis Schroeder and them for sure. Like, he was with that.
JJ is intelligent enough and mature enough to understand when he's making a mistake. I think if he has if he puts a bad timeout,
he's not stubborn.
But like, I got a problem even with that take though, because you're going off of what you heard JJ say in a podcast. Like I understand, right? Like he appears to be intelligent in these ways for sure, 100%. But it's different when you're in the job having to make the day-to-day changes and rotations where the pressure is on you to make these adjustments. We've seen many smart coaches not pan out well. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still got to see him actively do it. And again, my bigger point is with the Lakers head coaching job, your process could be great, but what if JJ Redick actually like sees something that's great for the team, but LeBron isn't fucking with it? Anthony Davis isn't fucking with it, right? Like, who's going to get blamed? There's going to be JJ, not those guys. Like, he's in a lose-lose situation if he doesn't win the title. You have to win the title.
Thing is, though, JJ got a great relationship with players, so I just think they're going to fuck
He does. He does. Yes.
I think that won't be a problem. I think if it's not working, that's when they're going to lose him. If it's working, it's good. But again, that's added on pressure. Your John has to work. If it's not working, they're going to be cooking you, bro. And it's like he's going to have a bigger, what do you call it? A bigger leash than Darvin Ham for sure. I think he is
100% on that.
But which I'm thinking, especially like the roster's bad. Like people keep thinking this roster is great. It is a bad roster.
It's still not a great roster.
You have two small guards that could get cooked defensively. The defensive players you have cannot shoot the ball. Taurean Prince, people crap on Taurean Prince. He was a damn near 40% 3-point shooter last year. I get it. Defensively, though, there's some like you have a roster where it's either this player's good offensively, but bad defensively. This player's good defensively, but terrible offensively.
There's not that many two-way players on the roster.
It's like either one or the other, right? So you have to try and make this roster work and let them be having injury problems like they did last year. He's cooked, bro.
But Dub, that's the thing with the roster, though, because again, like, bro, I can literally see games where, okay, this offensive player, even though he sucks on defense, I think we need offense right now. I'll put him in. Shit, that didn't work. Okay, I'm going to try this defensive player. Oh, fuck, he's offensive liability. Like, it's such a variance play with the roster he currently has that people are going to criticize him if it doesn't work, even if that's the best he could do in the moment.
And even then, when you keep changing shit around, you fuck it up too. Like you can't just keep changing things around. You got to let people play through their flaws. And that's something.
This hire though, is not just about winning a ring with LeBron and AD
over the next 1.
Yes, it is.
You would
I
think that it's
100%
not.
agree.
Most new coaches coming in as a rookie head coach, you would think that, but this is the Lakers that we're talking about.
It is, but I think
operate
long-term.
differently. Like, I get what you're saying.
Plan for the Lakers. I
Hey,
think it's a
literally,
long-term
fire
But
plan.
Jalen, the problem with that is no,
When
wait.
they were like number two.
Jalen, the problem with that is they literally said the same shit about Darvingham. They extended this man to 2026 or whatever, and then pulled his ass. Like that. No, bro.
Dumb
They have to win
decisions.
with LeBron and AD. No.
Like, how stupid? Like, how stupid do you have to be where you're saying I'm committing to a coach, but then pull the plug? You giving this man free money. Like, if
I just don't think Darvin
I'm
has
cheap, gifted. I'm losing money now.
It's
because
free bread.
I-
Yes.
I just gave this man
bread.
free bread. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Being an NBA head coach is like a goddamn money glitch because it's like they can fire you all they want. You're gonna get paid that bread. It's guaranteed.
Hey, gifted.
Like,
Honestly,
gonna happen.
what motivations do these players have? These coaches have to be good. When I'm gonna get fired and still get paid, I just gotta give you 1 or 2 good seasons, get an extension. I'm good. Monty Williams looks like he about to do that. You know that contract.
Oh
he
yeah,
got.
bro.
And they talking about firing him now.
You know, that's crazy.
And they paid him
After they had to offer him the job 3, I mean, when you got to offer somebody something three times,
different times. Don't do it.
That
Like
should tell
that
you
is that is. Hang on, that is such like a big front office fucker that we don't talk about enough. They talked to Monty 3 times. And
He
then
didn't want that
overpaid him, and they're talking about letting him go. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, this might be bad business. If I talk to a coach 3 times and then sign him, I'm not letting them go for shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, listen, I'm gonna have to eat that, bro. Because,
But even then, gifted. Look at my face, bro. You a job. Like you have your business you're running. Let's say you running freaking your own channel and it's going big, right? You need some help, right?
Yeah,
Bro. Let's say you need my help on some editing shit, right?
okay.
If you interview me 2 times and I tell you no, are you really gonna ask me a 3rd time,
No,
bro?
I'm not. No,
Like,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
figure my shit out.
because even if you pay me, am I even gonna give the effort like that you want from me when I obviously have showed you I don't even want this job?
If you say no, your heart's not in it. So it's like, why am I bothering you to do some shit I know you don't want to do?
And then they wonder why he doesn't believe in the players there. He literally looked at the roster and
He
said,
literally
"No,
didn't
I'm
believe in the
good."
roster.
3 times. 3
Yeah, nah.
times.
He believed in that $8 million.
And he was right. Look at that fucking roster. I don't care. You can put any coaches there, and you can utilize them the way that y'all want.
Cade
That team
Cunningham,
is still
man.
going to be
Free-
trash.
Free Cade Cunningham.
And they were hurt all year. Like your best. What are your
And they were
best?
hurt all year too
Yo,
and shit.
gifted,
Yeah, true.
Gifted. One of your best shooters was Isaiah Stewart.
Isaiah Stewart was spacing. Yes.
Who got arrested? He got arrested, bro.
And I want to be very clear. I'm gonna look dead in the microphone when I say this. This might be a clip. I don't know. But like understanding how bad the roster is and seeing Penn try to tell me to my face that they're better without Cade. Like literally, bro. Penn.
Who said that?
Bro,
Who said that?
Listen. Penn literally used the Pistons record without Cade. Right. He literally used the Pistons record without Cade to imply that they are better without Cade. He literally like it got very, 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 very nasty.
I don't think people understand how good Cade Cunningham really is.
Now you gotta look at the VORP.
Cunningham is so good. He's gonna
gotta
be
look
like
at
all-star.
Gifted, you gotta check the VORP, bro. He studied the stats.
Oh,
he got a
God,
stats
man.
degree.
Crazy.
Yo, Hayes, we gotta show you that. I'm not gonna lie. We could do that.
I think that just gave me 3 more great beard hairs, bro. I'm good on that, bro. I don't,
Word up.
Yo, this man.
By the way,
You see the clip JD made?
Cade's a perfect player, but it's like, dog, there's
What
no
do
way.
you guys rank Cade as point guard in the league?
Detroit's
What do
record.
you guys rank Cade as point guard in the league?
Oh,
Far down. He's not up there yet, but he's a good player
down.
though.
No, I think
he's a
top
solid
10.
player.
Wait, top 10 for sure.
far down.
Yeah. as a
I'm
point
saying
guard.
far down in terms of like, I don't think he's a top 10 point guard.
You don't think he's top 10
I think
point guard?
Who's 10 better than him?
Yeah, that's not top 10.
Let's see, Brunson, De'Aaron Fox, Ja Morant. Shay's a 2 or
Shay's a
1.
point
I
guard.
count him as a 2, but you can put
I
him
kind
as
of
a
count him as a 1.
Luka.
It's fine. Either way, I don't care. So you got Shea, Luka, Kyrie.
Shay,
Steph.
You can't put Luka and Kyrie there.
Oh,
I mean,
this is same. It's
okay.
like,
Yeah.
All right, then.
I'm not putting Luka and Kyrie both at point guard.
okay, then. All right, we'll put it back at 6, so no Kyrie.
Halliburton. Who's the other player? Halliburton. I'm going through the other
Trae Young.
teams for
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
I forgot about Trae Young too.
Yeah.
Trae Young's another one.
After that, after 8, I think that's where I am. He's like 9, 10. Those are the guys that had him.
Dame.
Yeah,
Okay,
Dame too.
Yeah,
Dame too.
That's 9.
That would be 9. Hang on real quick. Let me just Google search the teams in the NBA.
I'm looking through.
I think Cade is better than Jamal Murray. No,
Jamal Murray?
I think Cade is better than Jamal Murray. I think
Cade's better than Jamal Murray?
I actually don't think Cade's better than Jamal yet, bro. I think he clearly will be, but I think that's where the overall efficiency and all that stuff.
James Harden too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking Cade over James.
James Harden.
I'm picking Cade over James at this point too. I'm thinking Cade
No,
over
sir.
Maxey.
No, sir.
Nah, I'm not.
Man,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Maxey. I forgot all about
I'm high on
Maxey too.
Cade.
Yeah.
Oh, Cade's definitely better than Maxey. I
I think
swear.
Cade, you put Cade next to Joel Embiid. I'm rocking with it. I'm telling you.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, if you put Cade next to Joel, oh my God, the things they'll do.
Cade is so
You
good.
put because let's not forget what Tyrese was doing when Joel Embiid was out. That brother was trash. At least Cade over here, even with the trash lineup he has, he can make some things happen. He's the second most double player in the league, fam. You know how much hell he has
his
to go
roster
through?
sucks ass, but
Yeah.
Like even then, like to me, Cade, oh my God, you start giving this man some space because I watch his game, bro. Like he's a better passer than
How you
Maxey.
take Cade over Tyrese though? That's kind of
Easy.
insane. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a better passer, way better decision maker. Creative
better
show a lot
passer?
better.
Like
Sure.
Yeah.
Not even
Are
a
you
doubt in my
confident in
mind.
that?
Oh my God. I'll put my 2 nuts on the table, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Man.
He's creating with Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Durant.
Table might
clogging up
crack.
the paint, too. Like he
Cade-
was
No,
Cade-
listen.
That's a big
I, more
balls
than
to hold. It will
anyone,
crack.
having gone to Pistons games, I understand how shitty the roster is. Literally, I went nothing but L's this year, so I definitely understand that. But I feel like the decision making from Tyrese this year had a massive leap. The shooting,
Hell no.
the downhill threat. Hell no.
Hell no.
I think
Are we serious?
I think it got better, but I do.
Hell
think
no.
when
I mean,
Joel
did you
Embiid
see
was out
Tyrese in the playoffs this year? Like he was very good.
Listen,
Like
that
very
all-
good.
he is an off-ball action merchant. I swear to God. I swear he is. He's an
think Cade-
off-ball action moment.
Cade could be a number
Him
one.
working
Maxey
off
could
of
be more.
Embiid, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to have the argument of
Cade
who works,
can't do that.
if
Cade
you want,
cannot do
if
that.
you want to have the argument who works better off of Embiid,
You can say that.
you have me there. I'll give you that. Because Tyrese off of Embiid is ridiculous. That man is wild. But if you talk about Cade as like not being able to work off that, being
number
one of
one?
the main guys,
He's a
or
better
even
number
being
one.
the
Maxey
2
Cade.
to create for his team,
Oh
I'm picking Cade. I'm picking Cade.
100%.
I'm picking Cade.
Nah.
Cade is a better number one option than Maxey. I think that's. For sure.
I think
Better
y'all
number
project.
one.
I think Cade will be better than Maxey for sure. I don't think right now he is though. I don't think that he's anywhere near the shooter or downhill score at the basket he is. Cade has a lot of things hypothetically he can do, but he does nothing at a high level yet, and that's fine. He's young. He's been injured for a lot of his career, so he has time to grow into that. I do think once he fully realizes those things, he's going to be better. But right now, no way in hell. No way in hell is he better.
what was
He's not a
Tyrese
top 10 guard.
What was doing?
And that's fine.
No.
Cade's mid-range
What?
too. I think
Tyrese
Cade's
Maxey.
mid-range better.
When was Joel Embiid hurt? I'm gonna figure this. We're gonna get down to the
Yeah,
fucking
Maxey
stats.
without Joel Embiid, we saw some of the weaknesses in the game and what he can't do.
That shit was terrible. I remember that. He was.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was
It's
terrible.
his self-creation and stuff. 100%.
And
Oh
the
my
Phillies roster is generally not a great roster, especially without Joel Embiid. We knew that
They have,
coming in.
but guess what? They have far better spacing and even better players than what the hell they have over there in freaking what's it called, Detroit. Like
Name
not
the
even close.
spacers.
Tobias Harris is a.
Oh no, don't
You're
get
a
us
lie.
Tobias.
You're
Don't
a
get us
lie.
Tobias.
You're a
Don't get us
lie.
Tobias
Kelly,
weak
you're a
ass.
lie.
Do not
You're a
get us
lie.
Tobias weak ass. Are we
Who's the-
serious?
Wait,
Are we
Tobias
serious?
over Isaiah Stewart, bro.
No. Guys. Calm
This man had
down.
a sword Thompson standing at the three-point line.
Dub, I am literally not comparing the roster to Detroit. Detroit is a terrible roster, but you're not going to gas up Tobias fucking Harris without Joel Embiid. You're not about to do that.
Huh?
He was not a good player without Joel Embiid. Shit,
You wanna know
even
why?
with Joel Embiid, he wasn't that
You
good
wanna know
this year.
why?
Why?
Because Maxey couldn't create for his ass.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out. Hayes, that's cap.
Maxey without Embiid has the same amount of wins as the Pistons did on the
Hey,
season. As I'm just
talk
saying.
about
I'm
Nah,
talking
it's
about
not
him
about
playing
wins and
bad.
losses.
No,
Not
I
about
think
wins
the
and
Sixers
losses.
still had Sixers had
I'm
more.
gonna give you these stats. Hold on.
Sixers had more spacing than
Without
Detroit.
Embiid, Tyrese Maxey averaged 26 points per game, 5.6 assists, and 3.7 rebounds. Without Embiid this season, not terrible stats, not great. But again,
What was the percentage?
What's the shooting splits? Yeah, what's the
Shooting splits.
This is a very nasty conversation. I'm not gonna lie.
Cade about to be him. The Cade jump is going to be serious.
I agree, Jalen. I agree with that. That does not make him a better player now. It doesn't. He's not a more efficient player at the rim or from three.
But he's not better right now, is what Gifted said, and I can understand.
That is all I'm saying. That is literally all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Look, I'm not mad at that. Like, makes sense.
Somebody said Cade or Lonzo.
Now, come on now. Shout out Lonzo. He hasn't played in a couple years.
Shout out Lonzo, but like, come on, let's be real here. Lonzo wasn't even approaching a star level player in his play. Like, he's a solid point guard, but
this man was 24 game. This is from February 3rd to March 29th. He was 24 game, 43 from the field, 35 from three, on 5 assists a game and 2 turnovers. Nah, it's not moving me.
What is Cade this year?
What is he? 23 a game, 7.5 assists. Had what the next dubset, the second most double team.
Cade Cunningham this season was 22 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 44.9% shooting from the field, and 35% from 3-point range.
Yeah, that's moving me.
With 3.5 turnovers per game.
Well, a sore Thompson. With a sore Thompson standing at the fucking 3-point
Sore Thompson, one of the worst spaces. Again, I know all these things to be true, but I'm still not gonna go over the ledge and say he's a better player than Tyrese Maxey. I think he is gonna ascend to that level, absolutely. But in terms of right now value, in terms of fitting on a team and playing at a high level, in terms of being a reliable shooter off ball and also on ball, be able to handle the ball and get downhill into the paint. He does all those things better than Cade Cunningham. He does.
Nah, he can't. Him in isolation, I'm not gonna lie, it's shaky. It's really shaky.
Okay, but the problem is, if I bring up Cade in isolation, you're gonna say the team, and I agree. So like again, we gotta stop right there because you have nothing to base him being a better ISO.
No. Even when Tyrese is 1-on-1, that man struggles to get past his defender. At least Cade is getting smacked with bodies. Tyrese, he could get locked up 1-on-1 and it'll be fine.
You saying Tyrese wasn't getting bodies on him? Are we serious?
Nah, not like Cade.
Key offensive player, bro. I don't think you watched Philly this year. Tobias Harris is one of the worst basketball players in the association, even when Joel Embiid was healthy.
Playback. I have synergy. We'll look it up. Especially when
I'm down.
I love playback because I don't have to do this. I'm
down to watch it. I'm down to watch it. I am super down to watch
it. Watch how many transition and off-ball action this man feeds off of, bro. It's ridiculous.
Hey, listen, by the way, shout out to my guy Derek. We did film on Player's Choice yesterday. He's a Philly fan. I really want to hear y'all two interact about this shit. Cause I don't know, man. I like Cade, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He's a great player, but I forgot how we got here, Hayes. I forgot how we
started off talking about the Warriors. We got off to something else.
Williams? Man, Darren Williams will be a top 5 guy in the league today. Stop playing.
Yeah, Darren Williams is better than better than Tyrese Maxey. What the frick are we talking
about? But I had a Warriors topic here that came out today via The Athletic that the Warriors are interested in Brandon Ingram and Jimmy Butler if they become available. I had to throw this topic to Gifted because your team's trying to stay afloat. How you feeling?
Do they trade Wiggins for him? Or they get
I have no idea what the package is. I'm assuming in any of the packages, Kuminga's probably gone. I'm assuming they're going to probably package up the 26 and 28 draft picks or whatever. I'll say this. If we somehow can nab Jimmy Butler, good Lord, man. Like, the idea of Jimmy and Steph on a team together is just beautiful to me. They like perfect overall synergy. Butler's a very good basketball player. At the same time, this Brandon Ingram shit I'm really iffy on because I think he can be a good scorer, but he's shown time and time again he's not like a portable player like that. And I'm not sure if I should just say that's the player he is or he's on the Pelicans. I'm not high on him as a player like that, to be honest. I'm not. But I do feel like the talent, like I am not in a position, Hayes, where I can nitpick about talent because we don't really have many, right? Like we don't have many options.
I love that honest take. I'm
not high on it though. I'll be honest with you. But nah, bro. Jimmy Butler and Steph just sounds crazy, bro. I love that pairing. I really do.
Jalen,
Someone who can actually get downhill.
How you feel about the Warriors potentially pursuing Jimmy Butler or Brandon Ingram?
Yeah, I think teams like the Warriors who still have, who could still, make the playoffs and somewhat contend when you add a guy like Jimmy. It's kind of the perfect situation. If Jimmy goes to a team that's, not rebuilding, that's kind of there, but is in some ways a piece away. I do think it's interesting. So like I said, Steph, him, if they have to give up like Wiggins for money for salary cap reasons and then Kuminga and a pick or whatever the case is, I'm okay with that because him, Jimmy, I mean, how Clay performs next year will be big too, how that works out, but it can't hurt having Jimmy there, being a scorer, a defender.
Bro, Draymond and Jimmy defensively is scary as shit, bro. I love that. I really do love that. I'm not mad at
that. I think it'd have to be a short-term deal. Like, I just pay him like at 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
40, 50
yeah, for sure.
Pay him as much money as you want for like 2 years. Just don't give him like a 4-year deal or something crazy like that because he's
Butler isn't very good off the ball. Yo, Brandon is a fucking dumbass. Like, you dead ass do not watch Jimmy Butler if you think he's bro. At this point, I'm sorry. That's got to be the most dumbass comment. I ignore every comment. For you to say Jimmy Butler's not good off the ball, you don't watch basketball. If you think Jimmy Butler's a bad off-ball player, Dub is in shock right now.
That's crazy
because he's a Heat fan who watches Jimmy Butler. He said Jimmy not a good off-ball player.
The team who I think could, who I think would benefit more.
Crazy.
I think OKC. They get Jimmy Butler. OKC solidify that 3 spot. I think it'd be phenomenal for them. Dub's face. Like, what? But yeah, but Jimmy Butler to the Warriors definitely would make sense. I'm not mad at it.
Dub, I need your thoughts on all this shit.
I'm not commenting on that. Like on Jimmy Butler, fuck that. That's crazy.
No way,
Brandon Katz does not. He's not from this planet. He doesn't watch the same NBA that we watch.
I'm not gonna lie.
At this point, I fully believe that Brandon Katz buys 2K, turns on Sim, and watches that, and then that informs his NBA opinions.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler doesn't try a lot in the regular season. So, like, he's not even on ball defending a lot. So what the hell else do you think he's doing? He's playing great off-ball defense. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
He's even been developing his shooting for several seasons now off the ball, so he doesn't have to strain himself as much in the regular season. So he can be laid back and just catch and shoot. He's been doing that way more. Just watch a little bit of basketball. just a tiny bit.
But yeah, if Jimmy Butler goes there, I mean, you would just have to rely on because you're gonna have to overpay for him. You're gonna have to pay. You're still paying Draymond, and we'll see what contract you're gonna give Klay Thompson. You're still gonna be paying Steph. So really, you're just relying on those three to win. Oh, God bless Draymond Green offense. God bless.
They got pods on the bench. They got pods.
Yeah, God bless.
They do got pods.
Yeah, they're not beating the Nuggets. But I mean, it'll be a nice big three. But I mean, the league right now is just so especially the West. There's so much talent,
there's so much parity.
Right? I don't even know how they would be able to just off of those three guys who get hurt a lot. I don't even know how you're going to be able to get over the hump with that, especially with no depth, right? So yeah, I just don't like that at all for you. I think it'll be better than what you have now, but to win a chip.
I need more than that to win a chip, realistically.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jalen said something. I mean, one man's Miami's not capable of winning if we're going to pay him that contract, right? So Jalen said on the panel, I mean, if OKC willing to get that contract, I think that'll be great for them, honestly. Yeah, he's nothing but 5 out.
Jimmy would be so good, bro. Oh my god.
Nothing but 5 out players, nothing but players who can shoot and stretch the floor.
They can all defend with
Imagine you have Lou Dort.
That's a great place.
Imagine you have Lou Dort and Jimmy Butler. That defense will be crazy, bro.
Wait a minute, but what is OKC trading for him though?
We probably some either picks or some players that they have. I don't know. Miami asked for a lot.
Picks, Giddey, Case and Wallace.
I mean, keep in mind the OKC Thunder again. They have more draft picks coming in this year than open roster spots. They can trade a lot of.
Yeah, they do.
So,
and Jimmy's value.
I mean, but the problem is you need the salary to match, though. Still, you know what I'm saying?
That is true. That is true.
But OKC got nothing but bread right now. They could waste. They could waste that.
You know what's funny?
2 years of that.
The OKC Thunder, with how young that team is. They are $72 million below the luxury tax this offseason.
They're good.
They're good. They can make any trade they want to make. Don't even worry about it. Any trade they want to make, they can make.
If I'm done,
unrestricted.
Let KD go back to OKC, man.
Hey,
I said that shit. No. Wait. Okay, stop. No, stop. This is what's funny. because I promise I'll go back and find this episode. We literally had this conversation, and I was telling Dub that they're gonna lose this year in the postseason, and either mid-season next year or at the end of the next offseason, he's gonna ask out. And I felt like OKC was gonna be a legitimate destination he would ponder going back to.
Did honestly. I disagree? I don't know if I disagreed or not.
I think you agreed.
I think it's a possibility.
I'd go back to
that's
OKC,
for sure a possibility.
Hey, if the Warriors would take me back, I'd go back to the Warriors too.
See, listen.
I'm just saying. He had so much success there playing next to Curry too. Gifted, you would have wanted him.
I need y'all to let me know if I'm being delusional, right? Because Kevin Durant on this team will be great, but at a certain point, I'm thinking about, okay, like, does he want to be here? Is he just coming to win the like? It feels weird to me because I don't think you can win a title if everyone's not locked in on the same page. And I think there just might be too much like bad blood and shit there for them to be able to click. I still think they would be great basketball wise. But again, basketball isn't just like a game where you just put all these players on the team and you go win. It's about like being together and listening to each other. Would KD want to be in that environment again? I don't know.
Him and Draymond should have just had a conversation even before he left.
No,
they left.
They did have,
but this shit's souring right now, though.
Wait. No. Jalen.
They did have a conversation.
They did. You don't remember? They had a sit down
podcast too.
Yeah, they had a sit down with Draymond Green. I think it was his podcast or some type of special.
Only problem is KD asked for Draymond to get help, and ever since that point, Draymond's been on his ass on his podcast.
There we go. Thank you, Gifted. Because after when that happened.
Yeah,
when that happened, because that happened, and then Draymond did a diss to him where he was like,
he started shitting on him a lot.
Yeah, he was like, Kyrie's the scorer that people think KD is. KD's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like,
it runs deep. It runs too deep. It runs too deep.
So
right ever since, but you know what? I told you I was watching that Shaq podcast, right? Draymond did say a lot of people he now looks at very differently because the way that they reacted to him by saying him as a human being needs some help. And that he lost a lot of respect for some people because of them treating him like that, like they didn't know who he is and didn't know his character. He was like, on the basketball court, that's a different person. Like, that's not me. But you know me as a man, and you don't even hit me up. I got to hear from the headlines that you over here saying I need help. Like, that's crazy. He talked about that's why he don't like Stephen A. Smith like that. He's like, Stephen A. Smith literally said that. He talks to me and was like, oh, I can't. We got to talk about you differently right now because the we can't like the way you're.
I mean, they pieced it up just now though.
Yeah.
No, but that's still like that's crazy, bro. Like that. What the hell? That was wild.
Man, it was two hazes.
The Brandon Katz idiocracy just completely ruined my computer CPU. That's what happened.
Tough.
Nah, but yeah, Draymond is on that type of time. So I think that same thing goes with KD. KD saying that, and then Draymond's like, yo, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, after hearing him talk, I have a newfound respect for Draymond Green. I'm not gonna hold you. Kind of like him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My shit's going in complete reverse because what bothers me about Draymond and like bro, it's crazy because again, I listened to Draymond's podcast at the beginning when he was first starting his shit out, and he said out of his own mouth, I want to do something different than First Take, all these other shows. I want to focus on basketball. We're going to be new media, all this. I'm like, great. And like every podcast, he's being deep about basketball. He's dissecting shit, breaking shit down. Fast forward to now, and he's literally the people he said he didn't want to be like. The same exact shit. The dumbass.
You're saying that because of Rudy Gobert stopped.
No, I'm actually not. I've heard worse shit.
He saw
on that podcast.
He saw the views going up. He's like, all right, this one needs to be.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say that was so egregious? Besides the Rudy Gobert, I heard a lot of people had a problem with that.
Yeah, so I believe he said for the Knicks series, he didn't view the Knicks as a serious team ever. He just thought that they absolutely stood no chance to beat the Sixers at all. He questioned how good of a player, who was it? I believe Tyrese Maxey was at all for the series. He also pointed out
he was right
in this upcoming
series.
He
was right for that one. There we go.
And then in this series, he said that Gobert is absolutely unplayable. I don't care how you feel about Gobert. He's not unplayable. And he specifically said if they want to win this series, they need to bench Karl Anthony Towns and Gobert and bring in Naz Reid and Kyle Anderson, and they'll have more success in those lineups.
Yeah, he's tripping with that. I'm not gonna lie. That's
this
fucking
is why every player should not become a coach.
Yeah, yes. And my bigger point though, Dub, is regardless of how you feel about it, his analysis of the game has left from what it was 2 years ago to now. And the funny part is the accountability piece is what really annoys me. Draymond, people are not picking on you. You literally had multiple back-to-back incidents in the season where most players by this point would have been traded from the team. You've had instances for many, many years where you cannot control your temperament and you are impacting your team because of that multiple times, especially this year. And all you have to say every time is, I'll be better. That's not me. That's not me. But then you go on Shaq's podcast and say, I'll crash out right now on the court. I'll do it right now. And it's like, so what did you learn? Because I could have sworn you said that you were going to therapy. You acknowledged you had a problem and you wanted to fix that problem. And instead, he's going back on all that same shit. So honestly, I still fuck with Draymond, but I am losing a bit of respect for how he's conducting his business on the court.
Let me clear that up right there, because you got to understand, you got to say some things just for the PR, right? You just got to. Right?
Nah, yeah.
So even though he's saying that, he probably don't really feel that in terms of like him really thinking like he has a problem or did something wrong, right? I just think sometimes you just say shit just because you have to say shit.
Nah, yeah, but you can't pull back and then be like, well, I never had no issue. Like
his issue, no. His issue was this, right? His issue was mainly the people that he respected talking about him like that, right? The world is going to be against you, right? But the people that you like, people that know you, right? For example, right, Gifted? People going to be mad at me, I guess. I know Ticket's wild. I know he's a wild dude, especially on that pod. And I know there's times he can be wild. But I also know Ticket at the same time. If I will never say that I would question Ticket and like who he is as a person. He is a real person to me. Like he is a real dude. If he's in your corner and everything, he looks out for you. He's a real, genuine, good dude. Honestly, in my book at least, right? So even if he is tripping, I'll be like, damn. Like he's tripping for that a little bit. He got to relax a little bit. But I would never be like, nah, he needs some help, because or question his character, right? And that's the thing with Draymond. You had a bunch of people where even though you do your antics, and everyone knows you do antics, just because you do those antics doesn't have to be like, all right, I really know you, Gifted, and be like, yo, Gifted, I don't even talk to you. Gifted really needs help, man. That's crazy. Like that's really crazy.
But look though, right? In my opinion, Dub, right? If you do some shit where like you crashing out like OD, right? And you're impacting yourself and everyone around you, I'm gonna feel fucked up if I just act like there's no issue. Like I'm gonna say, you know what, bro? Like I hope that I can help you out in some type of way or something like that. Because to me, this is not just antic shit, bro. When you get suspended multiple times in a season, when you're just like impacting other players, like bro, nigga, you choked out a player mid-season. Like you're clearly doing too much after already coming back for other incidents. Like at that point, it's like, bro, when are you going to learn to control your temper? Because this is not the first time it's happened. I can go back to 2016 to now, and it's getting worse now as you're getting older.
But I also put that on the Warriors organization for not checking that a long time ago.
I agree with that too.
There's a reason why he feels comfortable with that. He punches his teammate, and what happens? They kick the other teammate out. He gets a contract. They're enabling him, right? Yep. So even though I could look at him at fault as well, bro, that organization has shown them to be an enabler. So what do I think is going to happen? I think he's going to be doing the same exact thing.
They allowed that behavior because they were winning. And obviously when you're winning, you tend to overlook these things 100%. But I also do think some conversations are best had behind the camera. Not every conversation between people are to be said on camera. They could.
But see, now, Jalen, I got to ask you something, right?
Yep.
I 100% agree with everything Dub said, right, about Golden State enabling him. However, here comes my question. Are we saying because they're enabling him, it makes it right for him to keep doing this shit over and over and over? No, that's my problem. But if Golden State is doing that, that's not an excuse for his behavior ramping up to this point where you're literally costing your team games. He wasn't injured this season. He was suspended and not on the floor.
1,000%. 1,000%. But if your antics has been something actually praised, your antics has been something glorified, from people and from the organization, right? And that is something you take pride in, to be that spark. What do you think is going to happen? It's just going to keep elevating. So I can agree with you where he does deserve some blame for choking some people out.
The nigga was crashing out. Dub. All I'm saying, no one has an issue with Draymond yelling at people, getting in people's face. When you start choking people out and hitting, and by the way, they're all European. Sabonis, okay? You got fucking Rudy Gobert. You got fucking Nurkic. They're all European, Dub. He not doing none of that shit with a black kid. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting that out there.
Jordan Poole's black.
But see, that's the funny part about it. He didn't even really like hit Jordan Poole like that for real, because Jordan Poole was already falling. But the video, it's just fun to say he got knocked out. But that's also another point. You literally hit a young player. You are a shit talker yourself, and you were so soft about Jordan Poole talking shit, you chose to punch him. That's crazy to me.
So yeah, I'm not saying they're not crazy. I'm not saying they're not crazy. Like, that's why I laughed at it when I said it.
So wait, hold on. We just need to wait. We just need to the fact that Gifted just low key called Draymond Green xenophobic as fuck and just kept it pushing. Yes,
he did.
I gotta be. Listen. All I'm doing is pointing out patterns that I see. I'm asking a question, Hayes. Where is Steven Adams from?
Australia, right?
I'm just listen. Like,
they're all overseas. They're all
overseas. I'm just noticing a pattern of behavior from Draymond, and I fucking Draymond.
Again, there needs accountability there for his own actions, right?
But what else is accountability when you find the nigga millions of dollars and he not playing a game and he still come back and crash out? What do you do at that point?
That was wild. But again, Gifted, like, this is the first time in his 12-year career when he's actually getting penalized for it, right? So even that first smack on the hand, a punishment, I'm good off that, bro. That's a little punishment. You know, when I first get in trouble for my parent, I'm good.
So beat your children is what Dub is saying. Go back to beating your children is what Dub is saying.
Once they got that, my dad wore Timbs every day. Once them Timbs came out, damn, that's what I listened.
If he crashed out next season, what are we gonna say?
He took away my. What are we
gonna say if Draymond Green crashed out next season?
Hey, Gifted. He took away.
Is there if anymore?
Gifted.
Green's gonna crash
Hold on. Listen.
I'm trying to be nice, man.
There's a point I want to address to the chat as well. Right?
Okay.
He could smack my hand or take away my PSP back then, right? Cool. Yeah. Probably still gonna act up. Once he really got them Timbs out, stop. That's what I really like. Okay, my dad. I'm sorry. You feel me?
Y'all want to hear a story of child abuse since Dub sharing?
You got it.
My dad's in the military. PTSD. My pop tased me for sneaking out the house.
Crazy.
I snuck back in through the window. I was coming through the living room, minding my own business. I looked around. I'm like, bet I made it in the house. I'm good. I'm walking down the hallway. Boom! I hit the ground. My pops from the hallway tased my ass in the back.
Wait a minute, but maybe he thought that it was a random intruder coming in.
This is how I knew he was me. He literally looked down as I'm on the floor after getting tased and said, "And we'll talk about this shit in the morning."
All right, never mind. Okay, all right, yeah.
To talk about.
That's crazy. That's tough. Nah, yeah.
I got no. I expected a belt, frying pan or something. But
I do want to point out the key difference, right, in both of these overall situations. I'm gonna let Dub go, right? No. Wait. The key difference is Draymond is 30 plus years old with children behaving like this on the basketball court.
The grown man, it's true.
But again, Gifted, he spent 12 years of people enabling him, right? That's and to somebody in chat, right? And again, it's not that people I'm not trying to say that he doesn't have to be accountable for his actions. I'm saying he could, but he's like, Dub, do you blame players' choice for tickets behavior, right? There's that times I'm looking at Ron, check him real quick.
I hear
you
that.
The host, check him. Yeah. Relax him. There's ways, like, even on my channel, when he's come on and I see that he's getting a little bit too anime with some of the guests, I check him. Like, yo, Ticket, watch your language. Yo, Ticket, relax. Yo, Ticket, don't do that to some of these guys. He'll listen. You don't check him. You keep letting him go loose. So when he explodes to something crazy, it's wild. but you did nothing to try to hold that down to make sure it didn't get to that point.
Facts.
So that's my thing where, yes, people like that, hold them accountable, but at the same time, an organization or the people that is responsible for making sure it don't get to that point, they need to be looked at the fire for that too, because there's things to limit that from happening. And Golden State has done a poor job at that. And I'm sorry, Ron, there's times where you don't see what's about to happen. You will see when he's about to say some crazy shit. He go get crazy at Gifted. You got to relax him real quick. Yo, Gifted, I'm fine with you cooking. I mean, Ticket, I'm fine with you cooking. But damn, watch your damn language, please. That's all I need.
Look, man. Listen, all that is great, Dub. All I'm gonna say is when he punched Jordan Poole, they found his ass behind the scenes. He came back. It was a cool regular season. This year, you literally choked the nigga out. You punched another one. And I'm sorry, punching someone that did nothing to you at all with 10 seconds on the shot clock, there's no way to stop that. There's literally no way to stop that. So like, if he crashes out next year, I got no words. And again, I love Draymond, right? I am not a Draymond hater, but why I'm starting to lose a bit of respect for Draymond beyond the court shit is the shift in his content. Like, to me, he was supposed to be one of the premier players that's actually discussing the game, because Draymond knows basketball at a super high level. But he's saying shit that I know for a fact he does not believe, because he is pushing a agenda, which is what he tried to claim was going to be the difference between him and the other media shows. He mentioned Skip Bayless like he's just a hater. He pushes his agendas, and you're literally doing shit like this right now on national television to a casual audience. Like, to me, that's more like harmful to what you're trying to push than anything else. So I feel iffy about Draymond right now. I don't hate him still, but
to Draymond's point, let's say for him benching Rudy and Cat. Bro, if Cat didn't give me nothing offensive, these get cooked defensive. What the fuck am I gonna do with them? I gotta try some other lineups.
Dub. He said Rudy Gobert and Cat, both of them niggas.
Rudy hasn't been doing nothing offensively.
No, are we serious?
Nothing at all.
Hayes. Look at Hayes' face. Look at Hayes' face. You can't defend both. You cannot defend their literal advantage in the series.
Both, it's like
both is
both is.
Wild.
I'm not gonna. I can't cape for that. Both saying benching both is wild. I'm not gonna lie. I can't defend that shit. That's wild. Like one or the other, I can understand, right? But damn, both.
No. I still can't accept that. But the fact that he said both, I'm just down to focus solely on the stupidity of that type of take.
Yeah, both.
And then And then my biggest problem with Draymond is knowing the level of defender he is. Bro, you didn't guard LeBron James. You were a team defender.
No. But
so what the fuck are you coming at Rudy for that for? Like, I don't understand that.
This is the differences, right? This is the difference. And this is how I can understand, especially with NBA players. At least Draymond has the ability, right? Not saying Draymond has the ability to at least, make Braun work for a bucket. Rudy just be getting dogged by everyone, bro.
Gobert be making him work. He be making his other defenders. No, Dub. Just admit that he
don't do that.
I just need you to admit that he hates Dub. Can you just admit to me that Draymond hates Gobert? We can move on, because that's what it is. It's hate, and that's fine. That's fine.
I don't think he hates him. I just think
no. You're cap. You're cap.
I think he shares the same opinion as a bunch of other NBA players do. As in,
you don't think he hates at all Gobert? He choked out this season. You don't think he hates him?
Draymond gave Rudy Gobert props this year defensively. He said he definitely deserved DPOY because he made a great adjustment this year of being able to be more of a switchable defender. He literally said that on Shaq's podcast, and he gave him credit. So I don't think he hates him. I just think he shares the same belief as a lot of other NBA players. If you don't have the ability to at least make these guys work, they don't think you as good as that.
But Rudy Gobert does make him work. That's the thing.
No, he doesn't. I'm sorry.
Yes, he does.
Like, I'm watching. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Every single star, every single one, just looks at Rudy like he's just food.
On God, when the season is over.
When could a big man guard a guard?
When the season is over, we are going to play back on Sunday, and we are breaking down Gobert film for an hour. I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying,
Dub is wrong as fuck for this.
Kyrie and Luka
wrong
are
as hell for
cooking.
this.
Hold on, Kyrie
So,
and Luka
Gifted,
are
I
cooking
say-
a prime Shaq. Like, they're
no,
cooking
no.
a prime Shaq on the perimeter.
No.
There's nothing Shaq can do. There's
We
nothing.
literally
Who's
saw
calling
what
Shaq-
Gobert did versus Kevin Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal on the perimeter. We seen it. We seen it. He made them work.
Gifted.
He
Gifted.
made them work.
Gifted. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Because like I say all the time, what do I say all the time? Rudy
What?
does a good job of being where he's supposed to be.
That's
Hands
making
up
him
and everything.
work.
No.
Being where he's supposed to be.
No, because if you play basketball, there's times where you could face a defender that does the right things, but he's just lunch meat. Max Strus, perfect example. Max Strus does exactly everything you teach a defender to do. Hands up, right there, tries to body up a bit, but guess what? He's lunch meat. He's just lunch meat. Rudy, it's the same thing. Knows where to be, knows what to be, especially physically when he guards bigs. He's just getting dog. Like he got, bro. They put that shoulder in. Put that shoulder. Bro, he's weak. That shit is crazy. I'm sorry, Gifted. Like that's just what happened.
If this was any other player where the nigga says take him out for Kyle Anderson, when for the series and for the playoffs, he has the highest plus minus. They're a awful defense in the playoffs without Rudy Gobert. And the fact that we could even sit here and defend it, he hates him, and it's fine. It's okay. I know. Listen, the way I know he hates him is he's been talking about him for multiple years in this way. And the first time he got the opportunity, he choked him out. I don't need any more Cade. I don't need it. He choked him out.
I seen him give Gobert props, man. I seen him give Gobert.
He did.
Props.
I saw that too. He can still hate him. I believe it.
Okay,
I believe it.
I can understand that.
Gobert film coming soon this offseason. Lock in with us.
We're gonna
Play
watch John, Steph, Gobert.
Yeah.
And what was the last one we talked about? Tyrese. I'm watching him right now. This motherfucker is trash in isolation. He's below league average. Like he's below average in isolation. And this is the playoffs too. Dribble handoff.
By the way, this comparison is to Cade Cunningham in terms of who the better player is right now. Not in the future, not who I project to be better in terms of right now this season. Cade was not better than Tyrese Maxey this season, and you know that. You know that.
Yo, chat, this is just a preview real quick. I'm gonna just show you this haze real quick. Watch this. We could show a little clip, not too long. Bruh. Get the fuck out of here.
He went downhill and got blocked. Are we serious, bro? Okay.
He got blocked.
There's no way he thought he could. There's no way he thought he could with that.
Grind. It's over.
He blew by him. He blew by him and got blocked, but he got past his defender. That speaks more than Cade.
He got blocked.
He got blocked, but he blew by him initially.
We getting out of here. We getting Dubs getting.
I'm down for another hour. Let's go. I wasn't here last
episode today.
This is golden episode today for sure, man.
Golden episode for sure.
We'll be back Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Well, these guys, I unfortunately won't. My oldest is graduating high school, so
we didn't even give any picks for tonight. But yeah, big shout out to you.
I mean, one more. I'm not gonna lie. Like we spent like damn near like all last week talking about the Wolves of Baffert.
They're down 3-1. We just got to see it. Hopefully, Cat hoops.
We'll have a lot. We'll have a lot to talk about on Sunday if somehow they make some things happen.
Oh yeah, by Sunday it's
for sure.
I agree with that for sure.
For sure. Well, we appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. This is another episode of From the Logo. Shout out to the panelists here, Dub, Gifted, Jalen in the building. Goated show, man. But we'll see you guys on Sunday, y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Salute. Follow us. All our links are in the description. Go tap in, y'all. Peace out, people.
Damn, Hayes really old. Daughter graduated from high school. Damn.